Holla!
Oh, hey, here we go. Welcome to Open Collar, the show that is 93% perspiration, 6% electricity, 4% evaporation, and 2% butterscotch ripple. I am Corey Willis is with me, as always. One Stephen McCoy. Welcome.
Our trust in technology seems to have resurfaced. No more, glitches. I was having a bit of issue with the computer before we started, and I was like, I should probably message him to not go live. But we did. We're here. We're live.
These bad boys aren't pairing to the laptop anymore. That's why I got this. I have no idea why I just stopped doing it.
Of course, on a Friday night.
No, it happened last week too. I spent a good 10 minutes trying to figure out. Trying to reset everything, not working. I will say this, I was watching TV before coming down here. And it was like 3 commercials in a row, all for weight loss and fitness. So I'm thinking,
so you bought a treadmill.
Yeah, I was like, is the universe trying to teach me something? Well, one was like, it's like Noom, right? Not to give shout out. Right. So it's like, telling you how to lose weight without actually doing anything. And then right after was the Peloton. And then like right after was like an Ozempic commercial. So it's like you get all of the everything's covered. It's like eat better, work out, fuck all of it, and just get a shot in your leg and you're good to go.
Just do it. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, at least we know everyone is getting a piece of the weight loss pie.
So you're not going shopping tomorrow? For a Peloton?
No.
Is what you're saying. Okay.
I am not.
Okay.
I'm still trying to put back together this here basement with our water main replacement, or water meter, I should say.
Fair enough. It's actually funny that you mentioned, seeing a sequential set of commercials that are covering the same thing. And I'm not sure if you've heard, I'm sure you have, but there's that whole controversy with what's happening with Shohei Ohtani and his interpreter.
I did. I saw that this morning. I was
betting.
Like,
yeah. And so obviously lot is left to be uncovered. It's strictly just speculation at this point. But it got me thinking, speaking with a couple of friends and Jade even tonight, and that we see it with sports broadcasting in general, whether it's Sportsnet, TSN, CBS, whatever. There's online sports gambling, and they inundate you with these ads, right? Whether it's TV, commercial, radio, whatever. And so I saw an interesting tweet. There has been a goldmine of tweets since this Shohei Ohtani story broke out. Dumb and Dumber gifts, which are fantastic. But one that caught me was in quotations, "Welcome back to Sports Center, presented by ESPN Bet. For more on the Ohtani situation, we go to our FanDuel MLB insider Jeff Passan at our DraftKings studio in Los Angeles, brought to you by Caesars Palace Sportsbook." Jeff, how could something like this happen? It's like, wow, see, like athletes are human too, and
as are their interpreters.
That's right. Yeah. So it's
because what's that thing? It was like he's missing like $4 million in his bank account. It's like, what's going on here?
4.5.
It's not me, or was it?
Well, that's the thing. The Dumb and Dumber gif was the scene where Seabass walks up to them in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And he asks them, like, are you eating that? And he spits in his burger. We all know that scene. Great scene.
Yep.
But it's, the caption is, when the MLB comes to investigate Shohei Ohtani for the gambling situation. And he comes up and, he's pointing like, no, that guy looking outside, like just, it's not me. It's him. It's him. Oh, it's so good. Just a gold mine, like I said. Not to make light of gambling in the situations, who knows, but
well, that's
definitely got me through the last few days.
So what's the problem? Is it? I know in California, because that's where it's believed to have taken place. It's not yet legal there, but take that aspect out of it. If it's legal and you're not betting on your games, is that a problem? Or
I don't think it's a problem if you're betting.
Like if let's say like
sports.
If you're baseball betting on a football game, if you're hockey, you're betting on a basketball game. But if you're hockey betting on hockey, you're baseball betting on baseball. I think that's where the issue comes on, because everyone's got friends on different teams and stuff, right?
Well, that's it, right? Well, and I would even see, like, say, it kind of cross-pollinates when you're an athlete. You go to award shows, you go to parties, you go to your sponsors' parties, what have you. you are more than likely going to cross paths with athletes, other professional sports, and become friends with them, and then you kind of get in. So I don't think it's just because you don't play the sport it should be safe. If you're in the big lights of New York and you go to an event where there's the Rangers represented, the Yankees, the Mets, it could happen. But there was one other interesting tweet. I mean, who knows if this is actually legit or not, but it was this person tweeting that, in April of 2022, someone wagered a bet with this broker from this town in Japan, which is Shohei's hometown, for this amount on this, and gave a few different examples. Now, again, it hasn't been vetted. At this point, the source is, trust me, bro. That's who the source is. But
I will say this.
Interesting.
That is the most trustworthy source out there.
Yeah. But first game, I feel like it's unfortunate if it turns out to be that he's not at fault for his way to start his career with the Dodgers. And I think to myself, my God, if he had signed with the Blue Jays and this happened, it would captivate a whole country, not necessarily in the States, they got kind of it's secluded to their own little market.
Right. And then I think too, they were saying it kind of dampens relations when he's the player that they're trying to grow the game around, right? Nationally.
Yeah. But the Dodgers, they just haven't caught a good break. Not to get into the other stories, but there's been consecutive years where they've had to deal with Trevor Bauer and his issues, where they've had to deal with Julio Urias, I think it's Julio Urias, and then now Shohei Ohtani. So I won't go into what they did, but you can certainly search on the web and find out pretty quickly what's going on. And their whole PR department being like, fuck, So
we gave out $1 billion in salaries.
Yeah, we deferred 680 million of it. And so I was joking with my friend that $4.5 million is certainly a lot of money for the likes of you and me and many others, but all of the money that was deferred, he's getting paid $20 million over the next 10 years. This $4.5 million, it only equates to about 20% of his salary over the next 10 years. But still, it's just.
I will say this: I was talking to our insurance broker and adjusting things today, and you're going to save $13. I'm like, this is amazing!
Amazing! New headphones.
Yeah. What can we buy? Amazon, help me out now.
That's right. Yeah. That'll cover 1 month's subscription to Netflix.
Yeah, because since Ashley's a teacher, they got this new affiliation. If you're with this union or board or federation or whatever they're calling it, you can save now on your insurance. So let's hit them up and find out.
Yeah, why not?
So this dropped down $30. This dropped down $50.
Perfect.
Just won the lottery.
Yep. Well, it's the small wins in life, Corey.
Yeah, there's so few of them. So take what you can get.
So I seem to have brought back this bad weather from Mexico.
I was gonna say, yeah, you literally rode it out, and then here we go. The cold is back with a vengeance.
All week I've been playing this doesn't happen in Mexico card with Jade. The cold weather, well, this doesn't happen in Mexico. Or the bad driving, well, this happens in Mexico. Or
need a jingle or video package for open callers, weather talk again.
That's right, we do. We totally do. Yeah, or just a little GIF, right?
Yeah, or it's literally we're either talking over a fence in the backyard or at the end of the driveways. Some weather we're having. Huh?
So wait, am I Tim and you're Wilson, or
more? Well, I don't know who's the wise one. You are older than I am.
Yeah. I'm the hopelessly clueless Tim. The two-man Taylor.
Yeah, so it's cold. I know south of us is getting just inundated with snow tonight. It's crazy.
Are they really? Oh.
Yeah, some places are getting 10 to 15 centimeters.
Huh. It's all.
Meanwhile, we're 2 weeks from opening day?
No, we are less than a week, my friend.
Next
Thursday. Well, so hold on. Technically the season has started. It started on Wednesday.
Right. It's because it's over.
The 2-game over there, but the regular season starts on the 28th. So next Thursday.
Okay. It seems early. That's Easter. Easter's early this year. Opening day is early this year.
It's around the same time. Last year was the 26th. They try and make it towards the end of March. But
are Jays opening the road? Is that the question?
Yes, they are.
So they'll start in April. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think their home opener, I want to say, is April. April 7th, if I'm not mistaken.
That's probably what I'm thinking of, because I know people who work for the Jays.
Do you?
Well, down in the Toronto area.
Okay. Well, I have to ask you something, but that'll be off air. Off air. Anyway.
All right, then.
Good to be back, though.
Hey, he's home. You got to miss the kids' home board for March break.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, we had the kids home, but I also had, like, I think 2 games that week, so, like, it was not bad for mom, because, like, full day, and then I go in later the next day, and then full day, and then I was off, and then full day, and then it was the weekend, and then next thing you know, March break's over.
Just like that. So, and I was hearing somewhere that March break is 2 weeks. Who was I talking to?
I think back when I was in school, it was 2 weeks.
I forget who I was talking to.
We had, like, the most time off back then.
Somewhere.
Now they go almost year round at this point.
Did we have 2 weeks when we were younger? I feel like it was a week.
My favorite year was the ice storm year.
Oh, 1998. It was amazing.
Because, like, that, so we started in 97 fall. We had, like, 2 weeks of teacher strike. Then Christmas break. Then the ice storm. And then the 2 weeks March break. It was like,
they almost got to the point during the ice storm where they were like, are we just gonna tap out for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
And we were in, like, January.
Yeah.
So that's pretty big when you think about, it's mid-January, give or take, and they're already thinking about tapping out to the end of June. Like, we're done. See you next year.
The world is over. Like, there's just too much ice.
But it's funny because we talk about, like, global warming and, like, we've had warmer weathers and inconsistent weathers and all these storms and derechos and what have you, that we haven't had something like the ice storm in, 26 years. Almost 3 decades ago, Corey.
No, we get new ones. We get tornadoes.
And, right. Yes.
Derechos and.
That was fun, though. That was fun.
I had a week of that in Florida.
It was the first time I ever tried venison. Was the 1998 ice storm, and the reason why is because my girlfriend at the time lived in the country here in Ottawa, and they had no power. And this was in the early stages of the ice storm, where it was like, it's only going to last a few days kind of thing. Well, I went over and her dad had a Coleman stove that he was cooking meat in on the kitchen counter. No windows open, no nothing, just a little like green propane tank. And me being 18 at the time, even knew that doesn't really seem like the smartest thing to do. And he's like, I'm cooking venison. Here, have some, and trying to impress the father of the girl I'm dating. Yeah, sure, I'll try some. Meanwhile, thinking, like, this house could blow up. I don't know what's happening. I could die
from the country.
I could die from something. But yeah, that was the first time I ever tried venison.
What'd you think?
It's good. I mean, I'll try anything at least once.
Steak's a steak almost, right?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I won't go out of my way to buy venison, but if I was at a restaurant, or if it was being served, like, in these hors d'oeuvres and all these places I go to,
Lord venison.
That's right. Yeah. I wouldn't turn it down. But yeah, I'm very cultured with my palate.
Look at you.
I know.
Any port in a storm, eh?
That's right. Exactly. 100%.
But meat. Not the other thing.
Whoa.
So, did you watch this?
No,
I
didn't.
Thing? Okay. So,
I didn't.
For the non-video, at some point we're gonna have to just stop and then just act as if the show is the show.
You've got to plug it, though.
I know. YouTube.com/OpenColorPod to watch and enjoy. And obviously, if you're listening on any of your favorite podcast platforms,
just let the mind's eye.
Yeah.
Walk you.
We're talking about the sequel to the great Beetlejuice. Huh. Like, are you gonna have to make a third one now if you're calling the second one Beetlejuice?
Because you need 3. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this is clearly a path to the trilogy, right? Has to be.
So we were presented with the first teaser trailer, so I guess it's happening. Let's take a look.
That's awesome.
Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and we want to go. Me say day, me say day, me say day, me say day, me say day. Daylight come and we want to go.
The juice is loose.
The juice is loose.
Sold.
A couple things.
Okay. After you, sir.
Funeral. Thinking it's for Lydia's dad is my guess.
Yeah.
Because they're obviously not going to have Jeffrey Jones in this movie based on criminal past.
Mm-hmm.
Other thing, I'm wondering how they will explain, because obviously Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin are not going to be in this. So why the Maitlands are no longer haunting their own homes anymore. Right? Because that was the whole purpose of like the first movie was that, you know, they died and therefore
they wanted to keep the house. Right? Yeah. They didn't want it to be sold.
This is our house. Yeah.
Okay.
Now that's not happening. So it'll be interesting to see that part of it. Other than that, I think missed opportunity of not going with Harry Belafonte's original Deo.
Yeah.
I thought it would have maybe played better than this like choir.
Well, and he just passed not too long ago. It would have been a nice little homage to him.
Yeah,
too, right? Like, yeah. I mean, at least in the trailer, who knows? And that's the thing with these new age trailers is they've got to take the original song and they've got to modernize it when there's really nothing wrong with the original song. And you don't need the song to indicate that it's Beetlejuice. You have Michael Keaton to indicate that it's Beetlejuice. So there's no need to remake the same song.
If they really wanted to get that, use like Danny Elfman's score.
It's good though. I mean, it's enough. It's kind of like the Deadpool trailer where it doesn't really spill the beans all that much on what to expect. It gives you just a little bit of the OG movie to ignite the flame of the interest for viewers that remember the original Beetlejuice, but also for people that haven't to be interested in this movie. And Michael Keaton being obviously like he's in his early 70s now. He's much older than he was in the 80s when this came out.
Much older, yeah.
But it fits in line with Beetlejuice being like among the dead.
Yeah.
Right. So it kind of
the dead do decay.
That's right. Yeah. I can't help but think though that like Jenny Ortega, Christina Ricci, and Winona Ryder, they're almost like the three of them are typecast. Where I almost for a second said, "Oh well, you know, look at that. Jenny and Christina are in the same movie." Or Jenny portrayed Christina's role as Wednesday in the Addams Family, but then I was like, "Oh no, that's Christina Ricci," and then it's just like the three of them kind of like they fit the same mold of what they're looking for, but
just goth.
So I see here, I'm looking like Willem Dafoe is listed as a cast member of the new one.
Is he?
Yeah.
The only new one that I recall hearing is Justin Theroux.
Who's that? Rory. But who's he? What's he do?
I don't. Well, like what he's done.
Okay.
He's a writer, director, actor. You've seen him in things.
Mulholland Drive. Call back to 2001.
Yes, David Lynch.
Yeah,
he's. I think he's credited in on scripts for one of the Iron Mans.
Is he really? Yeah,
I think so. Second one. Maybe?
So is he more of a screenwriter than he is an actor, or a bit of both? Is he dabbling? Okay,
bit of both.
Okay.
Feels like he also wrote Tropic Thunder as well with Ben Stiller. All from my head. I'm not looking. No,
I know.
No, not at all. Yes, but no.
No, it looks good. So when does it come out?
The fall, I think September. Obviously around Halloween.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Just coming around Halloween.
So this is now, this is movie 2 of 26 sequels that are coming out this year. that we've seen trailers for.
That's right.
Well, no, we've seen Deadpool. We've seen Ghostbusters. We've seen Beetlejuice. It's just going to be a year of, we've talked about this before, but a year of trailers or continuations of movies.
Is that your rant?
Yeah.
On the sequels, you have sequelitis. You're done.
You know what? But so far, you know what? I'm giving it a bit of a break because the ones I've seen so far have been okay.
Yeah, cautiously optimistic.
Well, yeah. Exactly. Cautiously optimistic. That's what I'm going to go with. Oh yeah, and we can't forget about the Apes trailer too. So, everything I've seen this year has been good.
I was gonna like bequeath my movie theme.
I can't hear you.
Steve went to the movies at home. Yeah. You watched Rise? Was it Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
Rise and War.
Rise.
Whilst
skip the middle one.
In Mexico. No, sorry. I didn't watch the James Franco one. I watched the
middle two.
The middle two. Yeah.
Okay, so Dawn
and War.
And so then so now it's gonna be like a prequel since you watched the middle and end. If you go back and watch Rise.
No, yeah, I didn't bother going back and watching it. I kind of knew how it ended. You know, I go back to
Apes take over.
Yeah, and you know,
Rise has the most callbacks to the Heston movies.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah. Literally the damn dirty ape in there. And
oh yeah. I'll start off by saying I really, really enjoyed them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really enjoyed them.
That Matt Reeves, he's got a feature.
Yeah, he the only thing, like there's a few parts of it was like you would think that apes are closely related to cats, given that Caesar had 9 lives over and over again. Like every time I'd be like, oh, he's gone. You know, Koba's gonna take over.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives. And then the second one with Woody Harrelson, you know, he's gonna die. He gets captured. Are we past the point of spoilers with 2017? Oh, yeah. Okay. We're good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
New one's coming out, and it's already going to talk about the history of Caesar. So if you go see that, you're going to know if you didn't know.
Yeah, there are
hundreds of years.
And who knows? This might just be a good sign of storytelling and creating captivation in the viewer. But there were a lot of times where I thought, oh, he's going to bite the bullet. He's dead.
Yeah.
Or how are they going to get out of this? But yeah, they were really enjoyable, and I wouldn't say that they were amazing and that I would watch them, you know, year over year, 2 or 3 times a year kind of thing, but they were very entertaining to the point that I said to Jade and Oliver, like, we need to watch this again. Like I almost want to go to the movies with them to see the new one. And I would say it to anyone that if you have any inclination towards sci-fi, adventure, you know, suspense, like this is the movie for you.
Yeah, no, it's a very compelling story, and like, yeah, I'm with you with that. It's not like, oh, I need every year I need a new one.
Yeah,
it's the you gave you solid characters that you wanted to see how their story continued to their conclusion, and it's so good that I don't mind revisiting, even though I know what happens, because it's so compelling.
So I guess with the what is it? Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is the newest one. Okay, so I'm assuming that Kingdom kind of jettisons forward, decades, if not longer.
Yeah, centuries.
Oh, is it centuries? Okay,
I believe so.
Okay. Did Andy Serkis then play Caesar? Like, is that who he was?
Yeah, he did the mocap.
Yeah,
motion capture.
Yeah, it was really good. It was good. You'd see scenes where he was very sympathetic to humans and like wanted to build that relationships, and then something would happen and he'd go full ape and go, you know, go ape shit. Hey-oh. Hey-oh. Wait, yeah, there
Hold on. I'm too far now, but we'll just oh, there it is.
So it was I watched them while I was in Mexico, and you know, before I went to bed, I just, you know, watched about an hour or so I got through 2 movies. It was great. I would recommend the movies to anyone who has any slight interest in that type of story.
All these years later, you finally got to them.
Ben, we are on a tear this year in terms of starting movies and finishing them. TV shows.
How many are you up to? Like 4?
Well, I finished Daredevil. We finished Boardwalk Empire. I've caught up on these 2 movies.
Nice.
It's pretty good, I would say.
Now you have to do
X-Men?
No, not X-Men. Fuck, I just had it and then and I lost it. The fucking Krasinski ones we're talking about before.
Oh, Quiet Place. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the new one's coming out.
Yeah.
Sequels, since we're talking sequels. Oh, this one's a prequel.
It kind of scares me. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of scares me a little.
It's not scary. It's just very quiet.
Yeah.
It's quiet. They're in this place.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll give it a go.
So we are talking sequels. I don't know if you saw this today, but according to one Shooter McGavin, we are getting a Happy Gilmore sequel.
Yeah.
According to Christopher McDonald, who played Shooter McGavin, Adam Sandler has written at least a first draft of Happy Gilmore 2.
I feel like he might have written this draft though, like 25 years ago when he was younger. I don't see him writing it recently. I feel like he's probably been sitting on this. It's been in the can for a while, and he's pulled it out right at the right time.
Is it the right time?
I don't know.
Do we need a Happy Gilmore 2 now?
It's been pretty hit or miss with him, to be honest.
It's like I know he's got this huge contract with Netflix, so obviously, why not, right? But I'm wondering if this is something. It's like, I have this. Let's see what Beverly Hills Cop does. You know, a long jesting sequel that's going to be on Netflix. If that's like just does bank for them, I don't know, but who knows, because it's Netflix. If this does not move ahead,
is Beverly Hills supposed to be on Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better. Okay. Yeah, you know, we're gluttons for nostalgia, so it's going to hit.
We are.
And if
and sadly we are.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm the number one customer. We both are the number one customer for that kind of shit. So, but I think if it hits the chords of the type of comedy that it was when it first came out, first things first, comedy has changed in the last 25 years. We know this.
Yes, absolutely.
So, will it be the same type of comedy? We can almost guarantee that it won't be. Is it going to be the same type of comedy in today's world? Possibly. But will that translate to it being a good movie? I don't know.
I'm just trying to think of like, what really could this be? Like, the whole premise of that movie was him stumbling upon golf to make money to save his grandma's house. Is now like he's just now wants to be a pro golfer,
or what if he now becomes the golfing coach?
He's Chubbs.
Or the Chubbs, yeah, Chubbs. What if he becomes Chubbs in this situation? Or is there an angle for him saying, you know what, I regret not fulfilling my dream as a hockey player. Do I go out and try and be a hockey player at, 45 years old, and that's like the bumbling semi-pro or athletic player, and then he realizes his true passion is golf, so he goes back and becomes a pro just like Chubb. Boom.
Or he dabbles in the seniors tour.
Or that too. Yeah. Okay.
He forms a competing golf league with the Saudis and makes billions of dollars.
Yeah. And it's called Dead, not Live.
Hey, yeah. Right there. We got it. We just wrote ourselves a movie.
That's right. Netflix, are you listening? Hey, is this thing on?
I don't think they care. They make or lose, I don't know, whatever they do in the Netflix world.
So this isn't officially announced. It's just reported that is something.
Reported from Christopher McDonald.
Right.
Shooter McGavin.
When was the last movie that he was in? Or is he just looking to get attention?
I don't know if he's looking.
I don't know. Yeah,
but I can't think of a time or think of anything I've seen at all in the recent years that he's been involved in anything.
Retired at the top.
Yeah, he just, I think, probably goes to conventions and signs autographs and. And nothing wrong with that. Make your buck if you can get it.
$200 or does cameo videos. Actually, fuck. I should probably look and see if he does a cameo video. Probably does.
Probably does.
Neither here nor there, though. We'll get the interns to look at that and report back
before the show's out.
That's right.
We've been neglecting something for a long time. I find, and
I had a feeling.
I believe that thing is Florida Man.
Florida man, does whatever the fuck he can. Makes headlines every time. Florida's paradigm. Look out! Here comes Florida man.
All right, so Florida Man, as everyone knows, is our little game show that we do here on the podcast.
Fan favorite.
Steve favorite as well. Now we'll have a new graphic up the next time we do this because I've altered the game a bit, making it a little different, rather than like, is this true? Is this false?
Right. Okay.
What we're gonna do now is each round is gonna have an option of 5 titles per round, so 5 titles of Florida headlines. You, my friend, has to guess which one is the real one.
So it's kind of like Balderdash a little bit, which is a great game for those that haven't played it before. So let's do it. So
we'll do round 1. So Florida man arrested for stealing a police car during a donut shop raid. Number 2, Florida man attempts to rob a convenience store using a rubber chicken as a weapon. 3, Florida man caught trying to sell homemade hurricane-proof umbrellas during a storm. 4, Florida man claims he can speak dolphin and attempts to ride a dolphin-led cult on a beach. Or 5, Florida man arrested for fishing from a giraffe's back at a local zoo.
This is a good twist to the game, Corey, because every single one of those is correct.
And if I remembered, I would have done a slide up. So you could look at them again. I can repeat. Florida man arrested for stealing. Okay.
No, go ahead and repeat for the listener.
All right. Florida man arrested for stealing a police car during a donut shop raid. Florida man attempts to rob a convenience store using a rubber chicken as a weapon. Florida man caught trying to sell homemade hurricane-proof umbrellas during a storm. Florida man claims he can speak dolphin and attempts to start a dolphin-led cult on a beach. And Florida man arrested for fishing from a giraffe's back at a local zoo. Which one do you think is the true?
Okay, I'm gonna go with rubber chicken, but it was just inching past the cult and the one that was after the rubber chicken. What was the one after the rubber chicken?
Hurricane proof.
The hurricane, yeah. But I'm gonna go with rubber chicken.
Rubber chicken, final answer.
Yeah.
Florida man attempts to rob a convenience store. He held up using rubber chicken as his weapon of choice, creating a comical scene at the end when he's arrested by local authorities.
As my older son would say, "Let's go, let's go."
Parker says that too.
It's
fucking children. They know what's up.
They do.
Round 2. Here we go. Florida man tries to pay for his McDonald's with a live iguana. Florida man creates a makeshift hovercraft using leaf blowers and attempts to drive on the highway. A Florida man arrested for launching fireworks from a drone during a neighborhood block party.
Oh, that's a good one.
Florida man claims he can control the weather by performing interpretive dance in a public park. And a Florida man attempts to break into a local zoo to ride a giraffe as it was his childhood dream.
Oh, shit. These are hard, Corey.
Now, I'm not trying to throw you up again with the giraffe.
Okay.
It's just what I got written down.
Okay.
I'll repeat.
Yeah. Okay.
Florida man tries to pay for his McDonald's with a live iguana. Florida man creates a makeshift hovercraft using leaf blowers, attempts to drive on the highway. Arrested for launching fireworks from a drone during a neighborhood block party. Man says he can control the weather by performing interpretive dance in a public park. Or Florida man attempts to break into a zoo to ride a giraffe as it was his childhood dream.
Oh, the interpretive dance. I was like gonna say the drone one, launching fireworks from a drone, and then I heard the interpretive dance the second time. I'm like, I'm gonna go with that one. Interpretive dance.
Interpretive dance.
You know what? That's got bath salts written all over it. Yeah.
2 for 2. New Florida Man is right up your alley.
Can I just say this for the listener and viewers?
Mm-hmm.
There was no this is legit. This is the first time I'm hearing this.
Yep.
This is
true. I've been sitting on this for a while. I have not shared it with you. You didn't even know I changed the game. Well, you knew I was changing it, but you didn't know to what extent. Okay. Round 3.
Now I'm gonna get cocky and lose out. So anyway.
Here we go. Florida man arrested for using a manatee as a water ski while being towed by a speedboat. Florida man attempts to build a time machine out of a hot tub and a collection of VHS tapes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Florida man organizes a dress as a dinosaur flash mob in the middle of a busy intersection. Florida man claims he found a portal to another dimension in his backyard shed and invites his neighbors for a tour. And Florida man tries to set a Guinness World Record for most consecutive hours spent juggling flamingos. Now, one of these is true, despite the nonsense I just said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, man uses a manatee as a water ski while being towed by a speedboat. Florida man attempts to build a time machine with a hot tub and a collection of VHS tapes. I feel as though some movie studio would sue for the hot tub time machine.
Cease and desist.
Organizers
off the drug.
Man organizes a dress as a dinosaur to flash mob. In an intersection, Florida man claims he found a portal into another dimension in his backyard, invites a tour, and Florida man tries to set a Guinness World Record for most consecutive hours juggling flamingos. Now,
okay, so
flamingos, who knows?
We're gonna take out the bookended animal ones because just logistically, I don't think that could happen. The time machine one, I feel like it's too innocent for Florida man. Like nothing stupid. It was just like, hey, I am going to go with what was the second and third one?
Second one was the time machine and the VHS tapes. Third one was dressed as a dinosaur and a flash mob.
A hot tub, time machine. Final answer.
Final answer.
Oh shit.
Florida man arrested for using a manatee as a water ski while being towed by a speedboat.
Aren't these things like massive though? Aren't manatees massive?
Oh yeah, they're like the sea cows.
So how? Wow. Okay, I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
All right, this is the final round. Points are doubled. Florida man attempts to rob a bank with a palm tree painted to look like a rifle. So I'm assuming, palm tree branch. Sorry, crucial word there was missed.
Yeah, I would say so.
Man attempts to rob a bank with a palm tree branch painted to look like a rifle. Florida man arrested for impersonating a police officer while directing traffic with a toy lightsaber. Florida man claims he can predict the future by reading the patterns on his pet alligator's scales. That does have some believability there.
Yeah.
Florida man builds giant sandcastle in the middle of a busy intersection to protest beach erosions. That seems too smart for Florida man.
Yeah, it does. Totally does.
Florida man caught trying to sell magic sand to tourists, claiming it grants wishes when thrown into the ocean.
Too innocent. Too innocent, that one.
Which one is the true Florida story?
I'm going to go...
Toy lightsaber as a cop, predict the future with alligator scales, sandcastle intersection, beach erosion, and magic sand.
Yeah, it's the scales to tell the future, or the lightsaber pretending to be a police officer. I'm going to go with that one. Lightsaber pretending to be a police officer. Fuck.
Unfortunately, the one true Florida man is the one who attempted to rob a bank with a palm tree branch painted to look like a rifle.
Yeah, see, that's pretty reasonable. That's right up Florida's alley. God damn it. Started off hot. fun though. It's really not like a ringing endorsement to go and visit Florida.
No,
it's
but
like
the good news is the police were called. He was arrested. Nobody got hurt with the branch.
Right.
Okay, you know what? Well, we're tied. We got you can't leave tied. So
okay. Let's round it out.
Let's a nice 5 rounds. We need to get background music for this, since it's a game show.
We do.
Okay, the final set of headlines in this week's Florida Man. Florida man arrested for riding a horse through a McDonald's drive-thru.
Jeez.
Florida man steals a car from a dealership while dressed as Batman. Florida man organizes a naked bike ride protest against traffic congestion. Again, this one.
No, it's not that one.
Florida man claims he can communicate with seagulls and forms a gull whisperer club. And Florida man tries to break into a zoo to ride an ostrich, citing it is his preferred mode of transportation.
It's the seagull one for sure. For the win.
For the wind. Is it seagulls? Florida man arrested for riding horse through.
Oh, see, up until the seagull one, that was the one. The second one, I was leaning towards that. Here's a question though: do you still serve him if he comes and orders a BLT from?
Now, my experience with drive-thrus is you have to have a vehicle, right? You can't just walk through a drive-thru. I've been told you cannot ride a bike into a drive-thru. So one would assume, while a horse is technically a mode of transportation,
Gotta be motorized.
It is not a vehicle.
Think about like drawing the short stick to go and clean up all the poop in the driveway from a horse.
So if it was a horse and buggy, is that your gray area? Like if the Amish went to McDonald's,
it's not motorized though. I think it comes down to it needs to have a motor, it needs to be self-propelled, a self-propelled machine, in order for it to be accepted. That's, I mean,
really makes you think.
People in Florida, what their answer might be. That was great, Corey.
And that was Florida man.
Florida man, friendly neighborhood Florida man. Wealth and fame is one goal. The police, he's ignored. To him, life is a GTA game. Wherever you find reptilians, you'll find Florida man.
So I'm gonna have to call this like Florida man headlines or something. It's not true or false anymore.
While we're talking about games, we've been watching Wheel of Fortune as a family a lot lately, week, right? And it's Marvel week. I'm not sure if you've had a chance to see any of the episodes, but man, like what a wholesome TV show, and it's fun. It's fun to play along. I mean, I kick ass when I play against my two youngest children.
Well, when you can spell, it helps.
It does, yeah. But it's
if I was like guess people's names, you'd be dead last.
Oh, coming in at negative 20,000, Steve McCoy.
That's why we watch Wheel of Fortune, not Jeopardy.
Pam Sinjat. No, it's Pat Sajak, idiot. Oh, damn it.
Well, you got the 2 letters correct.
They've been doing this though for 40 years. Like, how impressive is that?
Or sad.
Well, but
that's for the viewer to decide.
There's always like scandals that come up and like things, closets, like skeletons that come out of the closet and this, that, and the other. And it's just like a consistent, something or other. I got nothing to say, but
no, I hear you.
Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy have just been that constant, right?
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy. We were just before I came down here. That's what I was watching before the weight loss commercials.
What a humbling!
They had like 9. They're celebrating their 9,000th episode.
Really? Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, when you're on 5 days a week, it adds up.
Now, how many of those 9,000 episodes would you say you would have won if you played?
Oh, I would not have won any.
Yeah, they're hard. They're very hard.
Like I would have answered some if I was quick enough on the buzzer, but I wouldn't have won anything. I would have walked out with the minimum.
How many times do you answer a Jeopardy question and you look at whoever you're watching with and be like, see, and then they get it wrong? It's like, oh, never mind.
No, that's when you throw in the like you guess, and they were on like, oh no, that's what I was meant to say.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
they buzzed
no,
it
yeah.
too quick. They buzzed it too quick.
If I would have had more time.
If only I was Rosie Perez from White Man Can't Jump, and I trained.
It's been a minute
Jeopardy.
since I watched that.
Remember, she trained for Jeopardy, and that was like her thing. Yeah, I gotta watch that. So actually, just really quickly, you know how they came out with like a new White Man Can't, or White Man Can't
on Disney
on
Plus,
Disney.
Yeah.
So we like because it's been a minute since I've seen it too, and so I was thinking, you know, it would be great to watch it with the boys, and obviously understanding we'd fast forward parts that were inappropriate, but so we couldn't find it, so we figured we'd watch the first one. Well, let me tell you, within the first 90 seconds, it was like, oh, turn this off. It's not.
Whoops!
Not for kids. Maybe not on Disney Plus. It should be.
Yeah, Disney Plus now that they have like the Star the combination stuff, like it's really like you take your chances when you think wholesome Disney, but you have the Outliners, right?
They need that though. Stuff. They need to provide the non-children.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Options.
Yeah.
But you're not going to go to Disney Plus to watch your adult content, right?
You're not throwing Disney Plus to watch Alien?
No.
No, I haven't.
Maybe not. Maybe. Who knows?
All right, let's commercial break, come back with what everyone's here to watch.
More than heroes, with more muscle and massive new machines. Dark Rider Batman charges into the past on his mighty steed. Night Quest Batman blasts onto today's streets with massive mechanized weaponry and unleashes the explosive winged fury of the sleek Legends Batmobile. More muscle, more power, more than heroes, they're legends. Legends of Batman. Vehicle and figures each sold separately.
Some assembly required.
Yeah, I don't remember. Isn't that Azrael? Not whatever the name it was.
I don't. Like the Legends of Batman.
I don't remember those toys.
Neither do I. There was like, and that seems to be I find more with DC in their toys. There's more obscure lines of just milking the product. And they'll just create a toy line with like not tied to anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Marvel's more in line with what they have going on.
DC just can't get it right. Do you happen to know from when that commercial was from? Like, was it from 93? Like, do you have...
Well, let's just check the old YouTube history. Oh, God. Here I'm typing on my iPad while I'm trying to browse on the browser.
It's Friday night, folks. Friday night.
We're going to be a while. Buckle up.
Buckle up. Because they had a comic book series, Legends of Batman, and it may very well have like included like what I say is Azrael, but then the Knights version of Batman, but I don't remember.
So the Legends of Batman toy line ran from 94 to 97.
3 years. And 1994 to 7. I'm sorry, but those toys were of poor quality.
What? They're Kenner.
Yeah, there wasn't a Legends of the Batman comic. There was Batman Legends of the Dark Knight. So I guess somewhat similar. Yeah, anyway. I mean, there's a reason why it's forgettable because they just weren't that good.
That's usually what happens, yes. All right, let's get in some of the geek news. So did you see this drop today?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched it yet. I don't know if you have. I'm sure you have.
I haven't.
Oh, we both get to go in blindly.
Yep.
So we're talking obviously about the long jesting Penguin spinoff of The Batman. I think it's just a mini series. It's not one that's going to continue. So kind of bridge the gap between The Batman and The Batman 2.
And it's on HBO, I believe.
Yeah, it's a Max original.
Yeah.
So obviously, let's get her up there and see what this is all about. I mean, like, I hit play. I know it starts now. Like,
When I was a kid,
I thought that was it.
there was a gangster. Real old school type. Rex Calabrese. He was a big deal. He helped people. He saw you on the street, he'd call out to you. When I'm 14 or something, he has a heart attack and dies. Still holding a cigar. In my neighborhood, they throw a parade in his honor. A friggin' parade. I mean, it wasn't fancy, but it was a gesture. A show of love for what he meant. Can you imagine to be remembered like that?
Yep. Yep.
so if you're gonna do a series about a villain and set him up as a villain, you cannot at all have him be any sort of hero, anti-hero, have redeemable qualities. He has to be the bad guy from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, make me hate this guy by the time this is done.
Yeah.
So when the movie comes, I know this is the guy I'm supposed to be rooting against. And that looks like we're gonna get that.
100%. 100%. And but why can't this needs to be like an Elseworlds part of the DCEU? And I think James Gunn has said, you know what, this isn't like Matt Reeves' Batman is not part of my universe. Well, it needs to be part of its own. Like, I want to see more. I mean, obviously, we need to see the series. A trailer can obviously deceive people quite a bit. Yes. But if the series holds out, ends up being what it's intended to, which is very captivating, getting the villain to be the villain, the one that we hate, the one that we root against, like you said, I want to expand on it more. And it doesn't necessarily need to be like Batman and everyone. Like, maybe almost make it like it's its own Gotham, like the TV series, right? Where you have a couple of short series featuring the rogues gallery of Batman, and then you have like the movie every 3 or 4 years kind of thing, focusing in on those big ones. But man, it looks good. And proof yet again that the range that Colin Farrell has is amazing.
Yeah, you wouldn't know if you didn't know it was him.
Yeah.
And like, that's just great makeup work too, and everything. It's all good.
I wonder if there will be any cameos in that miniseries, or if it's just because it's a miniseries, it's so, you know, compact that it'll just focus on him. Maybe it's him getting the Iceberg Lounge, I think is what it was called. Was it the Iceberg Lounge?
Iceberg Lounge.
Maybe it's him getting that and coming to prominence, and definitely something I'll tune into though, for sure.
Because we've established in the Batman movie that like Salvatore Maroni existed, it was taken down, and then Falcone. Not
How dare you?
Not that Falcone was in the Nolan universe. Falcone is literally everywhere else. Was killed. So yeah, the Gotham is in need of a new crime lord, and Oswald Cobblepot will be that.
When did the Batman come out? Was it 2020?
No, it's new one's coming out 2026, so it will be 2022.
Oh wow. Okay, it seems a lot longer.
4 or 5 years. There's a span between them.
Okay.
Let me look it up. Don't want to misquote and have like don't want to get the emails. 2022, yeah.
Good memory. That's a win in my books, Corey.
Hey, you were the one that's supposed to know all the release dates.
I know. I was setting you up, though. I was setting you up. I was taking all the glory with Florida Man. I had to serve this to you on a platter. Yeah, good. I'm. When's it coming out?
I think the fall.
Oh,
or coming soon, as they always do.
Christ.
We got other stuff this summer.
I like that it's also it's written and directed by Matt Reeves too. It's almost like he can contain the content within this small universe of his.
So in case you're wondering, grab your calendar. It comes out in 2024. So just circle every day.
Perfect. Just one long circle.
We are going into April. There is a finite number of days in a year. Pick one.
Yeah.
And say we start this day. There's 8 episodes. It's these 8 weeks.
I wonder if it has to do with anything. Well, no, because it's on a platform that you can stream from the comfort of your own home. So it's not as if they're going up against blockbusters that are in the theaters during the summer. Under those scenarios, I could say, yeah, maybe it's a bit justified that you reconsider the release date of your movie. But when it's a TV series that's on a streaming platform, like, what is the holdup? What are you waiting for? Are they Are they increasing the subscription price, and maybe they hold off to say, hey, but we're releasing this,
This is worth the $5.
$2, yeah, $2 a month more, $5 a month more, but we're giving you the Penguin. Turns out to be shit.
Yeah. It's only 4 episodes.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. All in front of a green screen. Why did I sign up for this shit?
Speaking of releases, X-Men 97 came out this week, and just before it did, it was met with big questions as the showrunner and I guess creator and all that stuff for this series was unceremoniously fired.
Do they know why?
Or
is it known why, I should say? Not that they know. Why'd you fire him?
I don't know. They know. So yeah, the showrunner of the series, Bo DeMeo, was fired. Reportedly, he was didn't really work well with others on the production, and apparently had a OnlyFans account with some suggestive material that Disney was not a fan of.
Okay, so that's what you go with. Don't go with he didn't work well with others. Like, you lead off with that, and you say like the only, interesting. Why would? Oh God, some people are so stupid.
But aside from that, they pray tell it's good.
Have you seen it? Have you started watching?
I haven't watched it. You mentioned earlier. I am whipping through the OG. So I'm in the right frame. So
where are you?
I finished the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
So 3 to go. And at 20-minute, like 22, 24-minute clips, it's a quick rewatch.
Yeah. Are you watching it with Parker, or are you just doing it solo?
No, I'm just doing it solo.
Oh, see, that's why you can hammer through them. I got 2 suitcases that I'm dragging along that it's holding me back, but yeah.
It's crazy watching these episodes, the show from 92, and seeing the world today, and how you could have taken these episodes from 92 and released them today, and it is all what people are dealing with every single day. Yeah. Like the vitriol that is being written in this, that people are saying against mutants, is just like any race, creed, color, sexual orientation as someone is hearing. It's insane.
100%.
And we didn't pick up on that at all as kids.
Well, and that's the reason why Stan and Jack created the X-Men, was that Stan Lee wanted to create a voice for those that were oppressed back in the 60s.
Dude, like
this is just
legit. There's people like they're calling them like, you're not human, you're not like this, like you're nothing, and like fuck, people are listening to this every day.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
It's heavy for a kids program,
but I think, I'm looking, like, the boys have not brought this up at all. I wouldn't expect my youngest to bring it up, but my oldest, Oliver, he hasn't brought it up. He's just watching it through the lens of like, oh, these are cool superheroes and whatnot. I agree with you in that it's like I said, in the 60s they were created for a reason, and that reason unfortunately has brought us 60 plus years later, and we're still
and it's just as fucking bad, if not worse.
In place, yeah. So we're season 3, episode 20. So we're almost done season 3. So 2 more after this, 5 seasons. I don't have the fortune that you do where I can just watch it on my own, or else I'd be done by next week, because I am itching to watch this show. I don't know about you, but I've heard nothing but good things about this TV show.
It is, I think, the only product that Marvel has done to date that is currently, and I know people, it's Rotten Tomatoes. I get it. It's just like a tomato meter. It's just an aggregator that brings everything together and plops on a number, but no one is saying anything bad about it. So it is 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Even the audience score is at 93%. Like, people are digging on this, and there's been just 2 episodes.
And so they're releasing it, I guess, the first 2 and then 1 episode per week sequentially, I would imagine. Okay. And the fact that they've used almost still for still the same intro as 92, and it resonates with people, it's awesome.
The biggest meme going around is like the picture of the opening with the skip button. It's like the most useless button ever created.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So I anticipate it'll probably be, unfortunately, another month or so before we start watching it. But like I said, Jade works evenings every Tuesday, Thursday, so those are the nights that we try and hammer through like 3 episodes at a go. Because you're right in that it's 20-22 minutes. You can hammer through them pretty quickly.
Watches 13 episodes in a day. Like, it's not hard.
Yeah. And the good thing is, I don't remember how it ended.
Neither do I.
The only thing I remember from season 5 was there was an episode where Jubilee was telling a story to newer students, because she was a bit older by this point. And I feel like the professor had died by then, but I don't remember how he died. And I don't remember the context of that episode, other than the fact that she's reading a story to these children. I don't know if it's an adventure that they had or just like from a book or whatnot, but that's the last memory I have of that show.
Yeah, I think that's graduation day. That's the last episode.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So. Just skip ahead.
I think so.
But do you have any idea what happened to Xavier?
I can't remember, like, for the life of me.
I can't either. And this was my favorite show growing up. Like Mask, X-Men, Spider-Man. That's like the Trinity for me.
Not even Batman the Animated Series.
No, it's up there, but it's not the Trinity.
One thing I'd forgotten, I was mentioning to people, is that it is very much like the 80s TMNT cartoon, is that when there's the fight scene, let's just throw the theme song in the background music. And it's all the time. I'm like, I forgot that they did this. Because I don't remember Spider-Man doing that. They had their own score and stuff. But it was funny.
I remember, or I wanted to say that, I don't know if you've noticed this, but fuck me, I forgot. Every time Storm uses her power, she talks in the third person. I will bring the lightning. I will gust you with wind. I will hail down blizzards. It's like okay, this is what I'm doing. And she just stop explaining what you're doing and just fucking do it,
Yeah, like, we didn't do any of that in the movies. And I can't say that I missed it.
It's good though. It's Morph though. I'm interested to see, because if this is a continuation of the 90s episode, but Morph died in the first couple of episodes.
Yeah, he came back in season 2.
Yeah, he came back bad though. And then
he was being controlled by Mr. Sinister.
Right. But then did he not die?
I think he's still around where I am in season 2.
Okay. We shall see.
But they completely changed his look. That's one thing that'll have to be addressed.
Yeah.
Because he had a face and hair. Now he kind of looks like the chameleon.
I have the figure that his new face looks like, and it's not him.
It's in the comics a different universe, right?
Right around here for the viewers in this general area is my X-Men 97 part of my display. Yeah, exactly, right there. And then I've got a bunch of unopened ones that I need to make room for. So.
All right. Other thing, did you see the trailer for this guy? We don't talk about games very much.
I saw these stills for this game. I didn't see the trailer. I saw the stills though.
So we don't talk about, so Marvel. There was a talk of a Captain America, Black Panther video game.
I think we talked about this when we saw the Blade trailer, like that episode where we were watching the Blade video game trailer, and you had mentioned that they were planning on doing something like this. I think that's the extent to which we had spoken about this.
But I don't have the file saved.
Okay, well.
So this came out as Marvel's 1943 Rise of Hydra. I mean,
so is that Sam Wilson?
No, it's Mr. Rogers.
No. I mean, beside Black Panther.
Oh no, I can't remember who that is in the trailer. It's just some probably soldier. I know it's no Bucky.
That's who you play as the gamer.
Yeah, you're a player too.
Yeah. You're Corporal Jim Smith.
I don't want him. I want Captain America. No, not today. I'm always Captain America. You can be Luigi.
Could be good though if it's like open concepts. And I think about, like every time I see a game, 1940s era or whatever, I immediately go to if it can bring me the level of excitement that the first Medal of Honor brought. I'm in.
Yeah, when you're storming the beach in Normandy,
I'm in.
I passed that level, turned, and then like quit, went back and did the level again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
They're combing the streets, searching house to house.
If they arrest you two, they will take you to their headquarters, and you will not return.
I'm more concerned with the 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy. By my count, that makes 2 super soldiers loose in Paris.
3, counting you.
And that's 2 too many.
I'll be there before the sun rises. Before the Germans, before that American. The Eye of Force has been found.
Please, just stick to the rooftops. Be careful. Stand beside me.
When am I not?
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem. Our cat friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Who the hell are you?
Keep a good name.
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
That's far enough!
Stay out of my way!
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone!
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
Like really?
Just enough to get me excited, possibly.
God, just enough time for us to forget about it. Jesus.
Seriously.
Christ.
Couple things.
I've got a couple things too, but please.
I always have concerns when game trailers do not show gameplay. And it's all cutscenes. And then you're led to believe, oh, this is what the game looks like. And then you play and it doesn't look like it.
Corey, it's coming out in like a year from now. They're probably not done.
You gotta have some sort of you gotta have some sort of gameplay ready to go. And second thing, this is the rise of Hydra. Where's Hydra? Aside from the logo?
There was the hat. What are you talking about? Jesus.
Okay. The hat and insignia. Okay.
We're gonna this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a couple of cutscenes. We're gonna release the trailer. Then we're gonna start making the game.
Some companies do that.
Yeah, the ones that don't succeed. I can't help but think of the MCU's Jonathan Walker, aka US Agent, every time I look at Captain America.
He did look like that for
and
sure.
it took me out. And I'm not saying that Chris Evans' voice needs to be the voice, and I don't even know how to explain it, but I have a certain voice in my head that's for Captain America, and it's not that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you're reading Batman, I hear
want
Kevin Conroy.
to believe that this is going to be a great game, but it's Jonathan Walker, aka US Agent, before he became US Agent. But yeah, the no gameplay, that's a pretty big one.
What did you think of I don't think we talked about this Cap and Falcon or Winter Soldier and Falcon series.
It was okay. It was okay. I liked seeing US Agent. I mean, this is going back a ways, so there's probably some things I forgot. I mean, justifiably or not justifiably, I don't know. They're playing a bit too heavy into the in my mind anyway, like trying to have a platform to talk about something when it should just have been about the characters. It was cool to see Sam Wilson become Captain America, but that's it. That's all I remember. There wasn't anything that was really. Oh wait, no. Baron Zemo was in it too, right? And he had the mask, and that was one thing too I liked, was that he had the comic accurate mask. But then Sharon Carter was the planner? Was she the? What was her,
yeah, shit. What was they called her something else like the
planner or something or other.
We just talked about this, like literally the power broker.
The power broker. That's what it was.
Yeah, like last week we were talking about Cap.
I think the Cap and Winter Soldier or Falcon and Winter Soldier would have probably had more of an impact if Captain America 4 had come out when it was supposed to come out. But the fact that it's been delayed time over time, it's separating the two, and it's making it a lot harder to connect them. Would I watch it again? Probably not.
Is there anything other than Loki that you would watch again that Disney Plus did? Maybe WandaVision?
WandaVision, and I would probably watch She-Hulk like 5 times over. I'm kidding. As you look up, just making sure you're paying attention now. What would I watch again?
Scary times, man.
Yeah, I might watch Moon Knight again. Aside from that, like, what were the other options?
Secret Invasion.
No, that just it did it dirty.
And Miss Marvel.
I've never seen it. I only saw the first episode. So yeah, I'd say definitely WandaVision I'd watch again. Loki for sure I'd watch again.
And What If? Sorry, that was the one.
No, I don't. Like,
Two seasons of What If now.
I think What If was good for what it did. I don't think it warrants not watching it again. I think I said this before. Like, I really wish What If would just take a bit, like, move outside of the MCU and take a bit more of the What If stories from the comics and play with that a bit. So, yeah.
Yeah, especially when they're like shoehorning other things to have more of the MCU actors involved.
It's pretty impressive, though, to think that they've gotten a majority of the actors that played their parts in the movies for What If. Like, that's pretty impressive. I don't know. I mean, probably they're, backing up the Brinks truck to pay them for it, but
it's like, that's like the clause in your like in the job posting, other duties as required. It could be in there.
It could be, but for however many millions of dollars, yeah, I'd do it.
So we were shitting on Madam Web the last time we were together.
I know where you're going with this, and I was going to bring it up, but I'm glad you did first.
All right, so where do you think I'm going with this? Because you probably could very well be wrong.
It's available on Blu-ray and Rent to own.
That wasn't where I was going with it, but yes, it is available.
Okay.
You too can bring this shit home from the theater.
That's right.
For just pennies a day, you could also enjoy.
Oh, we just needed like Suzanne Summers to like play that.
Yeah, like fucking it.
For only 7 cents a day.
What, 3 weeks it was in the theaters? 4 weeks?
Let's give it 4. Let's be generous.
Okay. I don't think worldwide it broke 100 million. I think the box office is going to close at like 96, 97. So well done, Sony.
That's what happens when you got all the problems that it did, and the main actress just shitting on the movies in the MCU in general. So,
but where I was going was
now I don't know.
Worst comic book movies. Now we were talking about Rotten Tomatoes a moment ago about aggregating reviews. So I was going to read you the top 10 worst movies according to reviews.
10 to 1.
10 to 1. And then from there we can, if yours is not listed, let me know what your favorite worst one is. Coming in at number 10 with a resounding 15%.
Sorry, Corey, are the 10 to 1 going to be on the graphics, or should I write them down?
This is the only screen I have on here.
Oh, right. Okay.
What I'm going to read is
I have my answer.
Morbius at 15. Coming in at number 9, which is now not scrolling anymore. What the fuck happened to my damn browser? Let's refresh. Number 9, your favorite of mine. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. Howard the Duck.
Oh, really?
Number 13. This, and for those who are not aware, Howard the Duck is the first Marvel movie.
Yes.
Also produced by one George Lucas.
I don't know.
Number 8, 12%, Jonah Hex. Have not seen, honestly.
No, haven't seen it. I want to see it, even though I've heard very bad things about it. I just want to see it.
Number 7, 11%, also tied with number 6, but this one is getting the lower grade. Batman and Robin. Number 6, Elektra. Number 5, Superman 4, Quest for Peace with 10%.
Oh, no.
Number 4, Fantastic Four, the 2005 version, the Miles Teller one, 9%.
2015.
2015, apologies. 2005 was the just.
That's number 2.
Number 3, Supergirl, 8%.
Oh,
also tied at 8%. Catwoman, the Halle Berry wonderful film featured in this picture here. Oh, as was the Batman and Robin. And number 1 also tied, but I don't know how you rank them when they have the same. Steel with Shaquille O'Neal. That's based on that. Which one would you say was in your wheelhouse as being the worst that was not included?
Not included.
Not included. Like, which one just really, really was just like the absolute worst in your mind? We've seen a lot of, and Madam Web could be on there. Like, it was not good. Will we see it 10 years from now and say it was bad, if not worse? Who's to say?
Here's the thing. Like, Green Lantern needs to be on this list. But I loved it because he's my favorite character, and it's the only opportunity I think I'm ever going to get, at least for the next long while, of seeing him, Hal Jordan, portrayed. So I have a soft spot for it. I'm going to go with Madam Web.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Madam Web, but as I'm saying that, I'm thinking like X-Men Last Stand needs to be on this list. X-Men Last Stand needs to be on this list. So
this only went 10. Like, I'm sure you went from top to bottom.
You know what? I'm gonna go. X-Men Last Stand, number 1 worst movie. Or do we have to say it's like the worst movie, or
no,
on the
just
list?
like this, like. On the list of worst comic movies, which one you should say be included in that conversation?
I will rephrase it by saying we're taking Superman out and we're taking Supergirl out because they are definitely not in the top 10 worst movies. I'm going to put X-Men Last Stand in, and I'm going to put Madden Web in. So we're going to rip and replace. Boom.
I'm going to go off the board.
Okay.
It's not DC.
Okay.
It's not Marvel.
Oh, Spawn?
No, I like Spawn.
Yeah, that's good.
The Spirit.
I don't think I've seen The Spirit.
Now, The Spirit, just was they gave Frank Miller a movie to direct, not outside of RoboCop,
2008,
and just trying so hard to redo what he did with Sin City.
Right? Yes, 100%.
So hard, and Sin City 2 again tried to do so hard what the first one did, but we had Robert Rodriguez involved, so he was able to elevate it a bit. But when you don't have that, it's obvious, and
I forgot about the sequel.
Nothing fucking worked in this movie. Like the acting wasn't great. Like the trying to recreate the look of, Basin City, like we got with in the 2005 the movie came out.
No, 2008.
No, sorry, I meant the Sin City. And no, this is dumb to strip down, PG-13, but just nothing of it worked. It was just awful. And in defense, I did as a kid really enjoy Howard the Duck.
Yeah, me too, 100%.
I'm sure now I wouldn't have.
But it was the only thing that we had back then, right?
Yeah.
The thing about, and I've heard stories about how bad it was, the movie, and the injustice that it did for Will Eisner. Like Will Eisner, for those that don't know, is a very influential comic book writer and creator. Contract with God, The Spirit, many other stories that he's known for, but very, very influential. And a lot of today's writers and even previous writers look up to him as an inspiration. And they did him dirty with that.
Lionsgate.
Yeah. So was it Lionsgate? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. But I haven't seen it, so I can't I believe you. I'm going to go with you on that. I haven't seen it. Jonah Hex haven't seen either. Morbius I haven't seen. But yeah,
I'll tell you one funny thing about Morbius. Since since the Oscars and Michael Keaton doing the Batman bit with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, so he's been making the rounds, doing podcasts and stuff like that. He was asked about hey, spoilers for those who are unaware. Post-credit scene. He has his Adrian Toomes shows up in Morbius's world, and he's going after
Michael Keaton.
Wants to go after team up with Morbius to go after Spider-Man. It's the first reference of Spider-Man in Sony's universe. So they asked him what's going on? And swear to God, he says, I literally don't know what the hell is going on, why I was involved.
Oh wow,
what the plan is or anything. So it just shows you again we go back to Man Web. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Putting things together. Quick, get Michael Keaton on the line.
Yeah.
We'll pay him $1,000 to say these lines, but we have to give him context. Don't give him a context. Just get him on the phone.
Just have him show up and say, hey, we're going after Spider-Man. You in? Hop in.
Well, I'm trying to think of another one. What about Scott Pilgrim? Based on a comic book. I mean,
it's there's nothing really of substance in Scott Pilgrim. It's all sizzle. It's all eye candy. It's to me, it's very throwaway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you like Canada.
What about this is tough, just on the spot kind of thinking of these movies, because I'm sure that there's a ton that we haven't thought of that when you think about it, it's oh yeah, they made that movie. That's pretty. Do you remember?
Sure people. Sorry, go ahead.
Do you remember? And it's so bad that it's good category was I want to say in 1995 there was a made-for-TV movie called Generation X, and it was about Generation X, Banshee was in it, the White Queen was in it,
Skin
was in it,
but I remember seeing it.
Jubilee was in it, but again, this is 1995, so keeping in mind that this was when movies never came out that had anything to do with superheroes. It was the one thing that you can gravitate to if it was, of interest
in your
to you,
wheelhouse. Yeah.
in your wheelhouse. But I loved it. I watched it over and over and over again. But then thinking back on it, it was extremely bad. Like it was a bad movie or TV movie. So that could go on there, but
yeah,
I think these are just theatrical releases too, so maybe not.
There were some duds. Like you can make their one. So far, every adaptation of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I had such high hopes too for Silver Surfer and Galactus, and then just like it's a fucking cloud. That guy, I remember thinking that in the theater, like when Lawrence Fishburne was Silver Surfer, I was in the theater. I was like, okay, you know what, this is pretty cool. Like, because it was very like CGI and like
he looked cool,
T-1000 kind of esque. And I'll never forget being in the theater, and then when Galactus was saying like it's a fucking cloud, like it's a cloud, and just being so deflated, like, well,
yeah.
Throw the pen up, like, all right, I guess I'm leaving.
And to keep that going for you, they also made Parallax a cloud in Green Lantern.
Yeah. And then give us the high hopes of Mark Strong showing up at the end in his yellow suit, thinking like, oh shit, here.
Okay, we really want to get into that post-credit scene. To just completely undo everything about that character in 30 seconds.
I know. They should have done it differently. They should have made this into a trilogy. They should have made it the first one, him being the mentor to Hal, and he's on the outs with the Guardians of not the Galaxy.
Yeah,
but
I would have been fine
Universe.
if it just showed him like sweeping up with a broom and mop or something, and then he like just gleans over at the yellow
and
ring.
then finds it. Yes, exactly.
It doesn't do anything. Doesn't like
And
put
then,
it on or anything, and then it's like, oh shit, like what's gonna happen next time?
And then the second movie being like his temptation to it, and then the turn.
You almost could have done like a Senator Palpatine in like the prequel, right? Like there's shit going on, and turns out, oh, this whole time Sinestro was.
Yeah.
Fucking...
Have you ever been told about the Darth Plagueis? That was the best scene in the whole original trilogy, where they're at the opera and he was explaining and just sucked you in.
Not for a Jedi,
but not for a Jedi.
Yeah,
oh, so good.
Such a good actor. They really went right when they replaced the little cameo scene of the Emperor in the second one with Ian and
yeah, it was good.
Jedi.
Would you put maybe like one of the prequels get shit on regularly? Would you put one on this list, or are we thinking just Marvel, DC?
No, I wouldn't put one of like the prequels on there. I'd put the fucking last one on there.
The Rise of
Skywalker was just horrible. It's the only one I've not watched again. And I don't want to watch it again.
About 2 months ago, I got halfway through it. I watched The Last Jedi.
Now, if it was good, you would have finished it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Anyway, no, it's a good list. Electra was bad. You know what I thought was
I was interested in it, but never watched.
Yeah, you're not missing
because I at the time I didn't mind Affleck's movie.
I love Affleck's movie.
I know we've talked about this.
So I am surprised that Affleck's movie's not on here though.
Well, and either are the Ghost Riders.
Oh fuck! That's the one that needs to be on here.
Which one?
The first one.
Not Spirit of Vengeance?
No, the first one. Haven't seen the Spirit of Vengeance. Saw the first one. Knew that was enough for me. That's what needs to be on here. X-Men Last Stand.
You need to watch Spirit of Vengeance because that one is like new Nick Cage in it.
So, are there only 2 Nick Cage Ghost Rider movies? Yeah. Okay, so then I know for the second one, it was produced by a production company offshore.
Yeah, it was definitely filmed overseas at Marvel.
Oh God, yeah.
Dude, you need to watch it because he said he based his character on the movements of a snake.
This is legit.
Swear to God, you can look it up. He took the movements of Snake and embodied it for his Johnny Blaze in this movie.
Is it
It's
on Disney
bad.
Plus? Is it on Disney Plus?
Probably. I think they have everything on there. I don't know. Although I think everything on there's canon, so
you know what?
Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe. Fuck yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I've heard bad things about the second one.
Yes. I might have to watch it again. I might watch them both again. Just for, we should do. Now that we're into this and we're watching movies, we should revisit the bad ones.
It's totally on there. It's totally
It is fucking right.
Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance, 2012.
I'm surprised because it's Sony.
So if you think about this, this was the one offshore, produced offshore, didn't make it, 2012. And 2012 was the year that the Avengers came out, 4 years after they started building the MCU.
Yeah.
So you have this one movie in Ghost Rider that had no traction, like just trying to scrape a nickel to make a dollar kind of thing. And then you had the Avengers at the time that came out the same year that was just a movie spectacle.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Funny, eh? Funny how that works.
Crazy.
And speaking of Sony, I don't know if you saw this, but Spider Mondays.
What's this mean? What
Sony is doing, because, money, that they are going to be releasing every movie, Spider-Man movies, the live actions, theatrically again for 8 consecutive weeks.
Okay. But
so you can go to the theater and go see, starting on April 15th, Spider-Man, then the week after Spider-Man 2, and so on and so forth until the 3rd of June. So you can see all Toby's in theaters again, both of Andrew's, and then all of Tom's.
And it's only on Mondays?
Spider Mondays, yep.
So the only one that I think I'd be interested in would be the first Toby movie. Because that was one. Well, because that's the movie the one that started it all, right? And it was X-Men after Spider-Man, I think it was.
So they went every 3 years. So I think X-Men was 2000, 2003, and 2006.
Right. So it was X-Men first and then Spider-Man. But I just remember seeing Spider-Man in the movie theaters and just thinking it was mind-blowing. So I'd like the experience to be for my sons to go and see that. But
yeah, I saw opening night. Was May 2nd, 2002?
2002, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was that big controversy at the time, you remember? Because the trailer had the Twin Towers in it.
Dude, I watched that thing on like fucking loop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember when I was just goofing around the internet and I just stumbled upon its website. And like, they're making a live action Spider-Man movie. And I just.
Oh, really?
I just could not wait for that movie.
Think about that, though. And now we're at the point where it's like, oh, it's beginning to be too much, Just how innocent those times were. I'm definitely going to.
I remember sitting there and like, the older guys, the ones are like, oh, look at these sad losers behind, like just freaking out. And then like that got you pumped too while you're sitting here. Cause like you're internalizing that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking like, yeah, that's like, if I was like Parker or Oliver or Arlo, like, fuck, this is everything. This is me. Yeah. It's Saturday morning with my cereal. Spider-Man's on TV, but it's now a 50-foot screen.
So, is this leading into something, or is it just arbitrarily 8 Mondays in a row that they're doing this?
Just why not?
I think they may have missed an opportunity here, where they could have done this leading into the Spider-Verse
story. If they hadn't pulled it from the calendar, it's supposed to come out a week today. Original release date was 1 week from today. Was Beyond the Spider-Verse. But
that's what they should have done.
That's what they should have done. Because but then does that not tell you what the movie's going to include if you're going to put all these guys in it to lead to that one?
Not necessarily. I mean, and listen, that movie is more geared towards kids than it is for adults, and the adults love it, but the kids eat that shit up and they don't pay any attention to that. So they could have easily said, hey, we're going to do all these Spider-Man movies, and guess what? At the end of it, after the 8th one or whatever, we're going to have Beyond the Spider-Verse in theaters that Friday. So you finish on that Monday, and then 4 days later, the Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out. Man.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but we'll see what your reaction is. I will say right here now, Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse are better than all of them.
Better than all of them, meaning?
All of the Spider-Mans. And that includes Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
They just are. They just like not even just artistically, just they're just better movies.
It's a great story. And they really pushed the envelope on the artistic side of the production. The soundtrack was good too. Like it got you into.
It makes a big switch. Is Miles just better than Peter Parker?
I remember seeing the first one. We went to go see it whatever year it came out. It was around Christmas, so we went to go see it. I think it was on Boxing Day. And my wife, who like wasn't or is not into comic books, I remember her walking out and saying, "Holy fucking shit, that movie was unbelievable."
Yeah.
And it was just the small things like certain frames of the movie being stylized as a comic book page where you had, your little blocks and jumping into one and jumping out and, Miles jumping through all of the streets of New York. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I think that's a very valid statement. I'll go with that.
I just think when you have people who
I'll
get
pick
it,
up what you're throwing down.
When you have people who just get it, it works. Like, don't just don't just hear you make a movie, Zack Snyder. What's Batman and Superman going to do this week?
Yeah.
No, they're not going to do that. Or David Ayer, here, take the Suicide Squad. No, again, they're not going to do that. You have to get it. You need to get and understand. And you don't necessarily have to take what's on the page, but you need to understand where the characters are coming from in order to adapt them properly. You got to put some care into it to make it work.
Which, if you think about when the Ultimate line came out and Brian Michael Bendis created that Spider-Man back in 2000, he ran with that line for 10 plus years. And not at one point during that 10 year did you get the feeling that he had lost the passion for it. His passion ran right through 150 issues of that storyline. So it's fitting almost to say, like, this is very, like, you can see the passion that they're putting into this project. Well, he was involved in, he was consulted, I guess, for those movies, and he just basically translated the passion that he had and still has for the character over to the movies, and it worked out great.
Yeah, it's like when you see the difference between what Kirkman did with the Walking Dead comic versus the show. You can see one is like he ended it when he was like, he basically said like he did the Commonwealth and he's like, shit, like I don't have anything else. So rather than milk it, let's end it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the TV series goes on for 11 seasons.
Pays more money.
Get more money. Paychecks are coming. He's not really involved. He's just collecting the checks. And then like here we are. But now we got like spinoff after spinoff after spinoff after spinoff.
I think that's what they need to do, though. They need to. I feel like I'm saying something that's not, a surprise to anyone. But if you can bring in the right people as a consultant for the properties that you're working on, then you can make one kick-ass story. You can bring in Brian Michael Bendis for Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse trilogy is a perfect example. Like I don't know if you follow him. Anyone that doesn't follow him on Instagram or Facebook, do so, because or just pick up a book that he's written and read it. You could just, the pages ooze with the passion, and it's great to see. So
we'll have to beat this horse in your ground. I'll say one thing to my point.
Sure.
I was reading on Thread, someone posted that a bit of trivia from the first X-Men movie that Bryan Singer directed. He stood by I don't want anybody looking at the comics. Like, we're making a movie here. Like, we're making these characters as is. So I don't want you reading anything else. You know who was a consultant on that movie? Kevin Feige. You know what Kevin Feige did? Snuck comics on set and gave them to the actors to say, here, this is what your character is.
Yeah.
And now he's running Marvel Studios.
It's what's funny is I heard that because there's a podcast I listen to, and it's the guys that created Screen Rant. And they've had different iterations of their podcast, but the one that they have now, they said something to that effect where, like, Kevin Feige he started off as an assistant.
Yeah, it's Donner's wife.
Donner's, yeah, and just he oozed the passion for the medium or whatnot. And I feel like they did talk about that where he was sneaking on. I didn't know it was for Singer's X-Men, but that makes perfect sense. But it's amazing to think back then. It's like, we don't want you to think about comics. This is just a movie. Well, like, fuck off. This is
like,
from the comics,
did you not
right?
hear his only, when they said they want to do X-Men 97, his only two like caveats of bringing it back? You got to get the rights to the theme song, and you got to get the original voice cast back. Guess what they got? The theme song and the cast.
It's the original voice cast from
everyone. All the living casts, because some have passed.
Sure, okay.
But most of them, like Wolverine.
That's
and
impressive.
Yeah.
Okay. I did not know that. That's awesome.
Well, there you go.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's how we roll. I think I had that. Boom.
I don't have my outro up, so
of course not.
It falls for a minute or two. That would be fantastic. What a great episode.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yes. Well, thanks for joining us on this week's episode of Open Collar. We didn't even say what episode number it is, Corey.
129.
129. Jeez. Well, thanks for joining us for episode 129 of Open Collar. Seeing as that we are your favorite geek culture podcast. Want you to know, though, viewers and listeners, that if you enjoy the podcast, make sure to hit that subscribe button. At the same time, or subsequent to that, hit that like button on your podcast aggregator or on YouTube, or do it on both. I mean, it doesn't matter. It would help if either or both would
multitask.
Would be done. There are a couple of places that you can follow us. Definitely on Instagram and Threads, as well as on Facebook. If you search by typing in @OpenCollarPod. Corey mentioned earlier, we're on YouTube. You can search at Open Collar Pod on YouTube as well. Having said that, as always, we appreciate your support and a big shout out to our awesome collar community. And until next time, you stay geeky and make sure to keep those collars open.
And I found a Lego sword.
Nice.
And now, so feel good, Feldman. Enjoy the weekend, everybody.
Look the straight in the eyes and said, "Tell me, woman, why you lying to me?" She said she wouldn't find out that her best friend was a him. Deborah's always lying. Except that Deborah, she got the